So we have got a lot of simple and inexpensive ways for you to decorate your hallways and your classrooms in medieval themes. What we've got here is we were able to buy this online. It's just a suit of armor costume, like a bulletin board style that we hung up here. This is so much fun. All we did was take gray copier paper, and by putting it on the wall, made it look like we have a stone framed doorway. We did this to almost every doorway in our hallways just to make it look a little more medieval. And then here's another very simple thing that you're going to see all over our halls and our foyers. It's just a piece of black construction paper rolled up with some orange and yellow tissue paper coming out to look like a torch attached to the wall. You'll see those as you walk around our hallways. Up here, we took some of the corrugated roll paper that you can get for bulletin boards and cut it out to look like a castle pattern. We hung that from the backside on a wood board and then just use ceiling grid hooks to connect it to the ceiling. And so, fun way to kind of introduce kids to the hallway. This is a similar paper. This is not corrugated, but it's the same pattern. We have some columns in our church that we wrap with this to make them look like stone columns. You'll see that this same paper is all throughout our building. We just took little strips. We ripped it in different shapes and sizes. We crinkled it up and then attached it to the wall. We use painter's tape as well as Mavalus tape, which doesn't leave any problems with our walls, and it does a good job staying up as well. We have a lot of these banners around the rooms, as you'll see around the hallways. These come on the digital resources from Answers in Genesis. We printed them in a large format. You can possibly get these printed at a local place if you want to use some of these, or you can just use them as a design or a pattern that somebody else paints for you. We're going to swing around here and show you something else that we had. We had a volunteer in our church that just has some amazing handwriting skills. And all of the armor of God passage, all of Ephesians 6, where we talk about the armor of God, she put and made these giant scrolls on brown butcher paper and freehanded this with a large magic marker. And so as you walk around our hallway, we see all the different pieces of the armor of God. And this is just a great way to reinforce to the kids the theme that we're talking about. If you look up at our ceilings, you'll see that we took some plastic roll tablecloth material and just cut them in these flag patterns and tucked them up into our ceiling grid. We didn't use any hooks, we didn't use any tape, we just tucked them up there. At the end of the week, it'll be really simple to just walk down the hallway, grab them, and pull them down. In a similar way, we just took straight rolls of the paper and lined our hallways like this, using the same roll plastic tablecloth material, and we just repeated these same things all the way down our hallway. And you can see how these little squares of paper, these little pops of color, these are actually banners that somebody has sewn for us out of fabric. We've used these for other VBSs in the past, and we decided to keep them again. As you come down to our classrooms, these are our science rooms. We again just covered the doors with the gray paper, the blocks, the fabric, and the torches. And here's some more of our clip art. You have shields and coat of arms and animal pals and trees and birds. And we've also hung just some plastic viney plants that you can get either online or you can get at your local floral store and everything like that. But this is a really exciting part. We had a couple of teenagers spend a few days making this giant stained glass window. And in order to make the stained glass window, it does take time, but it doesn't cost a lot because all of this is just different pieces of tissue paper, and this is electrical tape. And we put it on these windows here. You know, the electrical tape may leave a little bit of a residue on there, but nothing we can't put some special soap on it. But if you have some windows, this is a great way to add a huge impact with everything going on, and it's not very expensive at all. So as we continue down this hallway, we're carrying the same theme throughout our hallways, but we're doing it in different ways. These bunting flags you can buy online as well. These come in like a 100-foot roll, and this is just one roll of those flags that we're using. We're continuing the same patterns with the gray paper, the flags hanging down from the ceiling, the torches, and everything like that. There are some great stained glass window patterns on the digital resources, the downloads that you can add, the clip art that comes with the VBS. And so this area we've added some stained glass windows, and this is just another easy way to use that roll material. We're hanging it from the ceiling grid again, but we're just taking a little piece of yarn and tying it together so that you have a different pattern than just the straight up and down. And so there's a few more ideas on what you can do to continue decorating your hallways and your foyers. So another great use of the corrugated bulletin board paper that has this stone pattern, we have attached these to our coat racks that are here in our hallways. And the way that we attach these to our coat racks is we're using zip ties. So just by poking a few holes in the corrugated cardboard, wrapping around the coat rack, zipping up the zip ties, it goes up fast, it goes up easy, it doesn't leave any residue or anything like that, and it's such a simple way to add a big impact to your hallways.